what's up, GGB fam? We're back with another recap. Okay, so this is I've been kind of sick, so that's why it's late. So no co-caster this time. But before I get into the reports, I just want to say that this time I have some insight from coaches about the games, and no clips because I'm too lazy today because I'm late already. So yeah, but let's just get into it. But before I go, if you guys like this segment where I get more insight from coaches, please help me out. Like, coaches of the league, please help me out. And every week when you guys are done, DM me. I'll also reach out to people, but it's better if you guys DM me first, maybe, and give me like a bit of insight. Like, I have a few examples of how people did it, but I'm wasting time. Let's just get into it with the report, whatever. So we game one. This was the first game of the week, and we have Terbuga versus Solar Beam Syndicate. It wasn't okay. 10-6. The comments are that they brought the same pair. That's basically it. And if you, here's his Casa Nerds notes from the game, and he went into detail about why they brought all this stuff. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. I don't have many comments except for just they use Garchomp and Charizard, and that's the only thing. Alright, next game we have level 6 project with Splash Gaming, which is a game that I streamed. So if you want the game, if you want to watch, the VOD is on my Twitch. Okay, so it wasn't super close. Darkest started to sweep, and then LSP got some games back, but in the end Splash Gaming won decisively 10-5. And in terms of standings, both of these teams were 1-1, so obviously both teams wanted to win to go positive, like 2-1, right? So it was a pretty important game for both sides. And then yeah, Darkest was a new player last week. He got added before week 3, and this was his first game for GGB, and he went 7-2. So good job. And I wanted to have him on the interview at first, but then I'll talk about it later. What happened? Next we have Froggy X Red versus Team A, where it was pretty close, 7-10. That's pretty close. And there is a VOD on. I do believe his name is. Thunder Lose, I think, something like that. I think, yes, Thunder Lose is his name, and there's a VOD if you want to watch it. Yeah, I would post clips, but as I'm already late with this, and I've been kind of busy and I've been sick, so I'm trying to speed run the report like this week. But yeah, it started. I mean, I guess Dr. Indigo kind of had a good game, but it got pretty close at the end. 7-10. And then record wise, I'm not really sure. I think record wise, Team A is 2-1 and Froggy X Red are 1-2. So I guess this game they both were 1-1 going into this game. So it's similar to LSP versus Splash, where the winner, you do want to win. Actually no, Team A is 3-0. No, Team A is 3-0 actually. That's my bad. So yeah, Team A, if they win, they would be undefeated still, and if Froggy X Red win, they would be 2-1, which, you know, it's good to be positive. And next we got Daybreak versus Team Question Mark. Another close war, and I do actually have comments from Jewel about this game. He said that obviously there's Decidueye Masquerada because their team didn't really have new decks, because most of them are like, you know, they didn't really have, not all of them had new decks, and they thought that Decidueye Masquerada was good into, you know, this stuff, and it did work out for them, and they did win 10-8, so that's good. And Daybreak wanted this win because I do believe this was their first win. I might be wrong, but I think that was their first win of the season. So yeah, and Team Question Mark is 1-2, I do believe. So standings wise, Daybreak would have been 0-3 if they lost this, and Team Question Mark would have been positive, you know, 2-1 if they won this. So it was pretty important for both team standings, kinda. Alright, so we got Pocket Chefs versus Italian Psyducks. 10-6. Rin started 0-2. Meat came back with Silvally Rampardos. And then they started streaking with Silvally Rampardos. And then, okay, so I don't know what happened in this game. This is my team, yes, but there wasn't a stream. I was playing football with the guys. I wasn't like at home, so I don't know what happened. I was like not on my phone. I don't know what happened. But what my teammates said is they said they won the war because of this Shinari Solgaleo repeat. That is what won the war. That's what my teammates said. So yeah, I would die streaked with Shinari Solgaleo, and we won. Pokechefs won 10-6. I guess I can say we because it is my team, but yeah, I'm trying to be like neutral. Here we go, a game of the week. So Double Critical was 0-2. They really needed a win. Sunclan obviously was, I think, 1-1. So a win obviously is good. They might actually been 2-0 and then 2-1. I don't know. Actually, they lose week. No, they lost this week. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rusty with the standings, and that's my bad. But what I wanted to say is Double Critical really wanted to win. Sunclan were obviously trying to extend their good records, right? So what happened this game is that Double Critical were down at one point. Like Sunclan had like, I think they had 8. Yeah, the Sunclan had 8 points, right? And okay, 8 points, they need 2 wins. Dinkelberry comes in with Silvally Rampardos and starts streaking. He loses the mirror, and then Giratina Magnezone closes out the war for Dinkelberry. And yeah, I do have an interview with Dinkelberry later for Player of the Week. But yeah, so he won Player of the Week because he went 7-1 to bring back Double Critical and win the war. So yeah, it went down to the wire, but Double Critical made a huge comeback to win this week. So yeah, they got a win on the board, which is good for them. And Sunclan got a loss, but they're still good standing wise. Third Eye versus Hispanic Dynasty, and there is a VOD if you wanna watch on Twitch. There is a VOD for this game. I'm not sure. You will see on the screen. I'll credit the Twitch where the VOD should be up. But basically, Third Eye was 0-2. They really wanted to win. Hispanic Dynasty was 1-1. They want to extend they want to go 2-1 maybe to, you know, get some better standings. And Third Eye were looking for their first win, and they did get their first win. So yeah, you know, Giratina beat 2 of its counters. I guess that is what Saz said, that he beat, like, you know, Oricori Magnezone twice with Giratina Darkrai, which, you know, it's pretty good achievement. But yeah, Third Eye got their first win. Hispanic Dynasty got their second loss, I do believe. It's definitely their second loss. But yeah, that's it. There's a stream. I would get clips, but just like I said, I'm already late and I've been busy, so I'm really speedrunning. Okay, next we got Fujiyama versus Squad Zero, and this VOD is available on Sneaky Dragon's YouTube channel. And you see I didn't have time to clip this week. All right. Next week I will try to actually get clips from stream so that you guys can see. But this was another very close war. Fujiyama closed it out. Like, so they closed it out to like barely win, right? Like 10-9. Like you have to understand that if they lost at the end, he won 2 in a row. By the way, the last player, he won 2 in a row when if he lost, they would have lost. So he very clutch from the last player. I don't know his name is in Japanese. I can't read Japanese. But yeah, there's a VOD if you wanna watch how the game actually went. But what I was told that Squad Zero did misplay a bit in a few games. There was like once where they held Mars when they probably should have Mars. But you know that's not at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. No, but yeah. So Fujiyama clutched that out basically. And if you want to watch the VOD, it's at Sneaky Dragon YouTube channel. So yeah, shoutouts to him, and go watch. If you want to see how it goes, go watch it. Galactic versus Magma. Casa did send how you say it, but I didn't watch the video. So we got Galactic versus Team Magma, and Galactic really wanted to win. They really wanted to win. They were 0-2 going into this, while Magma was, I think, 1-1. I'm not really sure about that. No, they were 1-1 because there's only 3 undefeated teams, and Magma is not one of them. So yeah, so we got Team Galactic. They were 0-2. They really wanted to win, and Kyle really got close with Rampardos Lucario. He just lost on the last game, like literal last game. It was 9-9. Winner takes all. I think he got. If I remember, there is a VOD, by the way, on Desti's channel, on his Twitch channel. There should be a VOD for this vid. What I do remember is I think Kyle got. Yeah, okay, yeah. The last game I remember exactly. The last game was Kyle led with double Marshadow. That was it. He led double Marshadow. Like he led one Marshadow. Like he had 2 Marshadows. So they killed one Marshadow. Then he revenge kills Silvally, and then Rampardos just cleans because he didn't get like his own fossil. So yeah, he got kind of unlucky, I guess. But yeah, that is how the cookie crumbles, and unfortunately Galactic had to go down 0-3. I think they can still bounce back. Yeah, if you want to watch, it's available on Desti's Twitch channel, so shout out to him. Alright, next we got Mia Stardust Princess versus Hyper Offense. So Mia Stardust Princess was 1-1. They would want to win because this is a divisional match, so them winning would give their division standings very well. And Hyper Offense were 0-2 going into this, so obviously Hyper Offense wants to win to be 3-0, not 3-0, to get a win at least when you don't want to be 0-3, right? You don't want to be winless, right? But yeah, so Hyper Offense, there should be a VOD on Goob's channel. I'm not really sure, but yeah, Soul Silver, or I don't actually know if that's his name, Charizard Wigglytuff kind of closed it out basically, pretty much. I don't really remember this game that much, but it was pretty important for Hyper Offense to win this, and they did, so good job on that. And yeah, that's it. Obviously another if you notice, it's another 9-10, by the way. If you notice, it's another 9-10, which has kind of been the trend this week. It's either like Silvally, Rampardos is streaking, and worse are going down to the wire basically. Obviously new meta. This was like the first week of the new meta, so it makes sense, right, that games get closer. Phoenix versus Froggy X Blue. Phoenix, going into this, Phoenix was 2-0, so if they win, they extend their win streak of 2 games in a row to 3 games in a row. And Froggy X are 1-1, so Froggy X wanna win to get a. And again, Phoenix and Froggy X Blue are in the same division, so they do wanna win for divisional standing stuff. So they wanted to go 2-1, while Phoenix wants to extend their 2-0. So yeah, there's a VOD as well. Another 10-9 game, but there's a VOD on one of the Froggy X Blues. I don't know who streams for Froggy X Blue, but I'll put it on screen so you can see. But yeah, what this game came down to is the last player, Fab, he had a cape, but he held the cape, I think, and I think he got red carded. I'm not sure, but he basically held cape when he was not supposed to hold cape, and basically that's why they lost. Why Froggy X Blue lost. I'm pretty sure, you can double check the VOD, but I think it's because they held the cape when they shouldn't have. As I understand it, I don't know. Obviously, I'm just like, I just recap it weekly. I don't really know, But yeah, that's it for Phoenix versus Froggy X Blue. Alright, next up we got Power of Chaos versus SVK team. And Power of Chaos going into this was 0-2. So it was a kind of good game for them to win, because you want to win on the board when you are winless. And the SVK going into this was 1-1. So them winning, going 2-1, that's beneficial for them. And yeah, as you can see, is just Silvally, Rampardos streaking. That deck is very very streaky. It makes sense. But yeah, that's it. Oh, I did actually get, I did actually get some comments from Fel, and he did say that he thought that he was gonna lose versus Charizard Incineroar at some point, but he clutched the wins out. Yeah, and obviously I will have the comments on screen, so if you want to pause and read yourself, you can. It was Machampions versus Smogon Deck Lab, and it was another 9-10. Okay, originally I did ask Dueling for the, like, you know, what is it called, like the review of the game, like so that I get more insight, but I didn't. I think he forgot to send it, and I wasn't really on him for it. I was like, just whatever, you know. But Dueling, next time you do send it, please. But yeah, we got Silvally or Ikorio clutching it out with 3 wins in the by another 9-10 war, which is crazy. This week has actually been super close. But yeah, that's it for the recaps. Let's look at the deck breakdown. At first this guy, what is it called, Red Lub, he said there was no there wasn't gonna be a, what is it called, a deck breakdown, but we did get the deck breakdown in the end. And you can see, I'm pretty sure Silvally Rampardos got the like 51, and Solgaleo Shiinotic, the 2 decks that just have massive streak potential. Giratina Darkrai actually got the best win rate. Actually no, it's Silvally's Aurora, but I guess it has like a low sample rate. And okay, this Joy Masquerade, okay, it's low sample rate, but I do think like Silvally Rampardos and Solgaleo Shiinotic is like the 2 best decks. And that's the meta breakdown basically. And then we got, yeah, obviously player of the week was Dinkelberry. I will play the interview now because I did record it separately. Alright, so I'm here with the week 3 player of the week. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am Dinkelberry. I am the manager on Double Critical.
Okay. So first of all, how did your game versus Sunklen go? Because I think people were very surprised by the result, and it was kind of an upset, I guess.
Yeah, it went very well. We won, and that was definitely a win that we needed as a team, because at that point we were 0-2, and so we were really looking to get a win. And we were kind of pressed because we generally struggle when there's a new set releasing before a match. Like, I think last season, I don't know if we won any matches where there was a new set release. So, you know, we really struggle in those scenarios. So we tried to like change up our prep this week to, you know, better prepare for that match. And I think it paid off mostly. I think one area where we kind of tripped was against that Solgaleo Shiinotic deck. It kind of broke onto the scene. It seemed like a day or 2 before the match. And obviously over Ursi, like, it performed well over the weekend. So, you know, it's proven at this point. But at that point, it wasn't. And so we weren't really prepared for it. And if you look at the match early on, that deck took 3 wins against us, and we were scrambling a bit. And so we made the adjustment and we got the win, but you know, that was like not a great start for us. And so we had to bring it back. And towards the end of the match, they brought that deck again. And I don't know how I pulled out 2 wins with Silvally Rampardos. I think I got lucky in those games, truthfully. Especially one of them, I think I only had Silvally. Like, I didn't even go into Rampardos in one of those games, so that was really challenging. But I think we honestly just like kept a positive attitude during the match, especially like when I was playing, like the team was hyping me up, and that was huge. Really appreciate those guys for that. But yeah, that was kind of the play-by-play a little bit.
Oh no, that was good. But yeah, I understand what you're saying with the Solgaleo, what is it called? The Shroom, whatever. I forgot its name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's also in our game, it was like, it surprised our opponent. Us repeating it is what won. But, you know, it was like pretty surprising. It came out of nowhere. It was like a last minute addition for us as well.
For sure, yeah. I mean, like, I didn't realize, so with that deck, I had seen it, but I didn't realize the reason that it was entering the meta was as a response to Silvally Rampardos. So going against it, I didn't, and also, like, you know, you look at Limitless data or whatever, you can find to try and like see what the matchups are, like how to like counter certain decks, and there was just nothing. So when that deck came in, I was like, well, what the heck are we going to do about this, you know? So I think our adjustment was to bring fire, and that ended up working out after we did a replay. But we were just kind of like, yeah, steel type deck, we have fire type, maybe that works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and the decks are like super consistent, so it beats fire sometimes, but usually, yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, okay, so yeah, I think you streaked mostly with Silvally Rampardos, right? That was like the deck you streaked with?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So is there anything more in the games like before that, or like any specific highlight, like how the games went, or like any like specific play like wise, I guess? Or
I mean, we were feeling good right away because TNS won with Sovali Rampardos, and like immediately, because we had done a bunch of testing with the deck, and we were like, it's doing well in like the smaller tournaments that are going on. Like this deck seems busted, and it was, and like you can see it from all the matches this week that the deck performed super well, and like immediately from there we were like, okay, this deck is good. And then when I started streaking with it, it was like, wow, this is just insane that you can do this with this deck right now. I'm glad to see that. Like, well, and also when we were testing, I was like, there doesn't seem to be a clear counter for this right now, so it's super busted. Like, we need to have multiple of these on the team.
yeah, makes sense. I think yeah, the deck even in like non-EX and the deck is just everywhere right now. Okay, yeah, I think that's it, right? Your play. Congratulations, by the way. I guess I did not start with that, but congratulations on winning Player of the Week, I guess, and good luck next week. But yeah, thank you for the interview. That's all I had.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for having me, and shout out Double Critical.
So there's the interview. Okay, and we got divisional standings. Let's see. Hold on. Actually, no. Where's that picture? I'll put the. There's a. We got 3 undefeated teams basically. I'll put one that is like every like the the overall standings, not the 3 regions, but the overall standings. Which shout outs to I think Lotus from Squad 0 made it, I think. But basically is the overall standings, and we, as you can see, Pocket Chefs are number 1 with the best round difference and 3-0. Then we have Phoenix. Then we have, I think, actually Team A has, yeah, okay. So the top 3 is Pocket Chefs. Then we got Phoenix, and then we got Team A. And Pocket Chefs and Phoenix are in the same group, like in the same region. So 2 undefeated. So we're the top 2 in the region. So that's pretty obviously, you know, good, right, for both teams. And it's pretty close. Like Sunsteel Strike region is actually like pretty top heavy. But yeah, that is the divisional standings. And we got a new thing, right? We have the league leaders, which is like the players like with the best records, and the best record right now is Dr. Indigo with 14 wins and 16 losses, and he has played 3 matches, right? But a pretty nice 73%, 70% win rate. But yeah, that is the, here you can see the league leaders as of week 3. So yeah, and yeah, that is it for me. That is it for me. I'm sorry that this week is late. I'm very sorry. And I know I was supposed to, whatever. I'm sorry that this week is super late, but it's probably gonna be so scuffed. But I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'll make it better, and I'll try to. If you guys like this format of me getting clips from streams, I will get clips next week. I mean, but if you like this format, I'll maybe get a co-caster on it as well. And the next video, the week 4 should be way better. But peace out, guys.